It was Reagan who embraced the idea of a missile defense system. Immediately, he was attacked by the Democrats. They named it Star Wars. They mocked him. They tried to humiliate him. They said it couldn't be done. We're wasting billions of dollars. One of the most outspoken opponents of the system, calling it fanciful and farcical, was Joe Biden. Now he turns to that system in Israel and he says, aren't we fantastic? Look what we've done. None of it would have been done if Ronald Reagan hadn't been president. None of it would have been done if the Democrats were in control. None of it would have been done if Joe Biden had been president. There'd be no missile defense system. So when Joe Biden talks about a two-state solution in which the ancestral homeland of the Jews would be turned over to people who weren't even there and would create a satellite terrorist nation for Iran, there is no way that Benjamin Netanyahu is going to go for that. And he shouldn't. We're talking about thousands of years of history. As for my experience when I was there and the attacks on Israel by the Iranians, Mr. Executive Producer was there too. We were both in. I was in Jerusalem. I believe he was on the outskirts of Jerusalem. You heard the 3 drones get whacked. Boom, boom, boom. Pretty much like that. I didn't hear anything much else, but my wife and I heard it. We said, let's go. They have signs all over the place with an arrow, all over, in the hotels, in the bread and breakfasts, in the streets, where the closest shelter is, with an arrow. Shelter, arrow. This is how these people have to live. So everybody went to the shelter, and I said, I'm not going to the shelter. I'm going down the stairwell, 3 levels underground, to where the parking lot is. That's where we went. Why? Because I kept remembering 9/11 and the towers. Everybody was told what to do, and many people were told the wrong thing to do. Like, stay put. Those people died. So I try to use my own common sense. But in any event, 300 missiles fired, 300 missiles fired. Do you know 300 drones have never been fired against a sovereign nation like this, except perhaps Ukraine? We're told it's a victory. Victory, don't go on the offense. Okay, so the Iranians go on offense. The Israelis are told, don't hit back. And now I want to give you a brief history of the Iron Dome, which is the Patriot missile system that was advanced technologies were added to it, and they had the David Sling system. They had basically 4 levels of missile defense systems, depending on what kind of missiles you're trying to hit. And the reason is you don't want to send, in every case, a $5 million missile to hit a $250,000 drone, because you'll go broke. And Israel doesn't have production lines. What Israel has is technology, know-how. And I want to explain this, know-how. It was Reagan who embraced the idea of a missile defense system. He called it the Strategic Defense Initiative, SDI. Immediately, he was attacked by the Democrats. They named it Star Wars. They mocked him. They tried to humiliate him. Reagan talked about it would be similar to a bullet hitting a bullet. Well, we didn't have that technology 40-some years ago. And so the reprobates, who only think about now, they said it couldn't be done. We're wasting billions of dollars. And during the budget processes, they were constantly trying to block it, defund it, or limit it. And at least on one occasion, Ronald Reagan shut down the damn government. He said, I need money for this program. He never got what he wanted. He got some. And when time came to actually test it, because you got to test these systems in a number of ways before you can actually employ them, the Democrats tried to prevent that too, put riders on bills to prevent it. One of the most outspoken opponents of the system, calling it fanciful and farcical, was Joe Biden. Joe Biden. Now he turns to that system in Israel and he says, aren't we fantastic? Look what we've done. None of it would have been done if Ronald Reagan hadn't been president. None of it would have been done if the Democrats were in control. None of it would have been done if Joe Biden had been president. There'd be no missile defense system. Period. Even Ukraine now has these batteries, these missile defense systems. They just don't have enough of them. But it's not good enough. You have 150,000 missiles aimed at Israel's cities and towns. Iran has paid for them with American money, given to them directly and indirectly by Joe Biden.
For all this and much more, sign up for Levin TV.